All right, good morning. You've got really just one thing on the log, one big thing anyway. One of the robberies that happened, that was this morning about 3:50 a.m. This was outside a gas station, the 400 block of Northwest Avenue, like at 6th Street and West Avenue. Excuse me. We had a guy that had parked his vehicle, left it running, keys inside obviously, went inside. There was a few people that were inside the store. They left a short time after he was inside there. As he was going to leave, he noticed that one of those persons had got into his car and looked like they were starting to drive away. He ran out. There was kind of a struggle. He was through the open window fighting with the guy that was in his car. The car was backing up. They were kind of, I guess, shifting it from park to reverse and back and forth. The suspect used a gun. We're not sure if it was a real gun or a fake gun, but initially he pointed it at the victim, threatened to shoot him, and then used the gun and hit the victim over the head several times. Eventually the victim was able to get the keys from the car, and then he ran back to the store. The suspect and then the other two people took off running different directions. So the victim had some minor injuries, probably needed some stitching, but was stitches, but was going to go to the hospital on his own. So no ambulance was needed on that. Sounds like the gas station does have video, so we're working on getting that. We don't have it yet, but hopefully we'll be able to identify at least the main suspect and maybe try to figure out who the other people and what their involvement was. But nothing was taken from inside the car, and I think that's about all we have.
Is he looking for two suspects or three?
There was one main, I mean, there was three people that were together. One of those guys, I think it was a guy, got into the car, and I don't think the other two did. Let's see. Right, so we've got two Native American men, he thought in their 30s, and the third person was a woman, Native American in her 30s is what they estimated.
And one of the guys was the one that...
It was one of the guys that got into the car, right?
Where was that at? One more time, sir?
At a gas station at 6th Street and West Avenue.
400
block of Northwest Avenue, yep.
And can you describe the injuries again? You said he didn't take an ambulance. He went up to the hospital.
Yeah, he had some cuts to his head, and then he had a sore wrist. So we're not sure if there was any injuries there. But the ambulance came and thought that he may need some stitches, but he said that he'd get there on his own. So I don't have any update on what the exact injuries were.
Were you able to get a description of it, like if it was a truck or car?
The vehicle, yeah, is a 2009 Cadillac DTS. And that was obviously not taken. So.
Just another classic example of leaving keys in your car.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little extreme, but I mean, this isn't anything new. We've seen this before. You know, take your keys out. I mean, that's the best thing to do. And you don't. A lot of people, especially that time of morning. I mean, there's not a lot of people around at 4 a.m. But it doesn't take long for somebody to jump in a running car and drive away. And we've seen this many times before. In this case, the victim was able to see that, and obviously he received some injuries. I think he was probably fortunate because it could have been a lot worse. I'll just put it that way. And it's something that's easy to prevent. You know, just turn your car off, take the keys with you, lock the car. Even if you're going to be inside for a short time, just grabbing a pop or candy or whatever the case is, lock your car. I mean, it's a very easy crime to prevent. You never know when something like this is going to happen, and this is obviously a crime of opportunity. It's not like anybody knew he was going to show up there. So you walk outside, you see a running car. For some people, it's just too tempting, and they're going to either try to steal from it or steal the vehicle itself.
Can we get
Yeah, the victim is 41 from Sioux Falls. Anything else with that one? Okay. The aggravated assault, that was a couple of roommates that fought, no serious injuries there. The counterfeiting, that was somebody that tried to pass a fake 100, that was a motion picture use. The clerk recognized that it was fake, and then the person that tried to pass it took off running. The disorderlies are basically just reports. The family offenses, also more reports, some no contact violations in there. The frauds, we had ID theft. There were 3 different reports about script fraud. It seems like these may be connected, where somehow they were able to submit a digital prescription, and the pharmacist recognized there was something not right about that, so that's why we have different reports, and there were different pharmacies that received it, and it seems similar. I don't know if it's exactly the same doctor, but the person who was trying to pick it up was the same person, so that's why we believe it was connected.
Were they able to pick up the prescriptions right?
That I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe one of them, but I'm not sure. And no arrests on that, but we do have information to follow up on with that.
Are those pretty common in Boston?
Not really. Yeah. Since most, doctors' offices started doing the not automated, but the digital prescriptions, it really eliminated a lot of the script fraud. It used to be that if somebody was given a paper prescription, they would change the numbers on that and alter that, and we really haven't. We've seen a big drop since they went to the online or the digital version. The larcenies, nothing big out of those. A couple of shopliftings, package, backpack, license plate. There was one catalytic converter taken sometime over the last week. They're not sure when. Narcotics, no big quantities on those. The one robbery we covered. The second robbery, that was a late report. It was a woman said she was jumped last Saturday night. She was pretty intoxicated, so she doesn't have a whole lot of details what happened, but just had her purse was taken, her wallet was taken. The sex offense